Hey everybody, it's Mike from Here the Watchman, and we're here today to talk to you about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the gun rally in Virginia and what's going on there and how it is a total threat against our constitutional rights. We're also going to talk about what you need to do today to prepare yourself for what's coming down. And listen, folks, you need to prepare. Donald Trump was elected and we all kind of sat back and said, like, oh, this is great now. But you know what? It's time. It's time to take care of yourself. So we have as our guest today Chance from American Survival Wholesale. Chance, thank you so much for joining us today.
Blessings, Mike. It's always a pleasure and honor coming on the show. We have some things that are quite concerning just recently in Virginia. Our Second Amendment rights, Mike, are pretty clear, right? Our constitutional rights to bear arms. And I think what we're seeing, little by little, they're just slicing away at our rights of free speech, of our right to protect our families. And it's getting out of control. And I don't know what you think about this, but I'll tell you, unless we stand up as patriots, unless we stand up for each other and for our rights, nothing is going to change. We have to do something about it.
Well, Chance, let's look at this historically. The founding fathers put the Second Amendment into place to protect us from a government that's gone askew. And that is what is happening in Virginia today. They want to take away your right to bear arms, which is guaranteed to you by the Constitution. So what do you think, Chance? Where are they coming up with this stuff?
Well, again, so they use the excuse of gun violence as a reason for this big gun grab. But the old cliche still remains true. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. You look at countries like Great Britain, right, where you're not allowed to bear arms, and still people beat each other every day with bats and they stab each other with knives. Evil begets evil. If you're going to commit a crime, you're going to commit a crime with whatever tools that you have at your disposal, right? So it's not the guns that are the problem. The problem is, like you said earlier, the problem is it's our constitutional rights that are being attacked. And that's where we need to draw the line in the sand. That's where we need to start taking action and doing something about this. We need to be writing to our congressmen. We need to be writing to our senators. We need to, write letters to this governor who believes he can just trample all over our constitutional rights. It's just the beginning, brother. It's just the beginning. I was talking to a friend of mine and yours in the UK this morning, and he was saying that the UK is moving over to a cashless society. That's exactly what they want, a cashless society. Well, when you give all of the power to the banksters and you do everything in digital form, something is going to go awry, right? That comes down to technology. So we just have to not only be aware of these issues, we need to talk about it, which we're doing today, and we need to take action. I think that's the most important thing that we can do. We need to stand up and not let big government dictate how we rule our own lives and our families. So that's the only thing we can do.
Here's the thing, Chance. If you start with the Second Amendment and you attack that, what's next? What other rights are they going to take away from us? Because we're moving. There was a report today that I read on mainstream news that, more countries in the world believe that capitalism is the problem and socialism is the answer. And you and I both know you can vote your way into socialism, but you have to shoot your way out of it. And you just look at what's going on in Venezuela. Venezuela is one of the richest countries in the world in terms of oil, precious metals, and gems. But they are a complete mess. And that's what's happening here in America today. I mean, what do you see coming down the pipeline?
Well, like these areas in China, right, where they live in a monarchy, a totalitarian society where you don't have rights. You can be put in prison for the words that come out of your mouth, right? You said what else? Well, let's look at these free speech zones that we're always hearing about. There's no such thing as a free speech zone. Our First Amendment right to free speech doesn't have a zone. There's no barriers, right? There's no caution tape, right? That's next. When they take away your guns and they take away your right to voice your opinion. When that's gone, brother, it's all over, right? As far as our belief system goes, we can't even pray in public without someone calling the authorities and saying remove us from a public land, public property. So again, it's just one after another, and if you let it happen, this is going to affect your children and their children and their children. So I don't want to live, in a society that dictates how I live my life. And if we don't do something about it, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, okay, so we kind of, America and the citizens here, we kind of took a sigh of relief when Donald Trump was elected. And we felt like, okay, everything's going to be fine now. The government's going to protect us, which is not true. It's up to us as individuals to take care of ourselves. I mean, what do people need to do, Chance? And folks, you need to go to AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com, and you can see everything Chance does there. He will consult with you for absolutely free. If you call him, contact him through his website. But Chance, what do we need to do as Americans to be prepared for what's to come?
Well, you start with the mindset. So first you have to be of the understanding that no one is going to take care of you in a major disaster. You might think that, the police, the ambulance, the fire department, FEMA, whatever these organizations are, you might think they're going to be there for you. But the sad fact is, if we look at just a bit of history, look at Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
All of these agencies have their hands full. I mean, they're not going to be concerned with Joe Blow down the block, right? You've got to do it yourself. So I'm going to just go over 4 basic things that you must have, and it doesn't matter if you go to us or you go somewhere else. But I want to see, number one, everyone that has a household with maybe a wife and children, you need to have 200 gallons of water per person stored away. Water is your number one priority, okay? You need to have enough food in case of a disaster to last 6 months. That's per person, okay? So whether that be rice, beans, canned foods, whatever it is, just make sure that you have that on hand for your family in cases of emergency. Don't forget, when the power goes out, that electric stove is not going to work. Your propane will last so long, your natural gas will last so long until it's not being pumped in anymore, right? So besides water, again, 200 gallons of water per person, food, 6 months of food per person in the household. You need to have a way to heat that water, right? So you can sterilize water, so you can clean, so you can flush toilets, so you have potable water to drink and to cook with, right? So that's really important that you have an alternate source. Here's an idea. Many folks have a barbecue. That barbecue can be used to heat water, right? Some people have a wood stove. That wood stove, go ahead and get some corded wood stocked up right now. Have a couple cord on handy. That will save your life. That will allow you to heat water, to heat your food, whatever you need to do to stay warm at night. But If you have a wood stove, you have a fireplace, go ahead and get some wood stocked up. If you don't, again, propane barbecues or propane stove, just make sure that you have enough fuel on hand to last you 6 months. And it's very reasonable. You can get 5-gallon propane tanks, 200-gallon propane tanks, whatever you need, but it's very reasonable and it's just wise, right? It's just wise to be able to prepare. Number 4, it's training, right? When I was in the military, it's train, train, train. You do something enough times and it becomes a habit, right? It's a skill set. So you're training in case you have to leave your home, in case of fire, flood, hurricane, tornado, whatever that is. And you're training along with other people in your household. So get the family involved. Know your escape routes. Know how to get out of your house in case of emergency. Know what to do in case of emergency. Floods are one thing, tornadoes, hurricanes, fires. You've got to be able to not even have to think about it, just act, right? I also suggest, and this is something a lot of people don't talk about, Mike, but it makes a lot of sense. If you have a little time, maybe on the weekends, take a community class, learn about first aid. Basic first aid, number 1, is taught by many fire departments and hospitals, and sometimes it's free of charge. CPR, you can usually for very little or no money get certified in CPR. You never know. I mean, it could be someone in your house, it could be your neighbor, but with that knowledge, you can save someone's life. And how wonderful is that? We're taught through the Word, through Scripture, to love thy neighbor, right? We are taught in 1 Timothy 5:8 to prepare, right? Those that don't prepare, the Lord looks at as infidels, right? 1 Timothy 5:8. Please check it out. So just understanding that there are things that we can do right now, and is it not better to be prepared, have a little extra food on hand? You can always eat the food, for example. You can always drink the water, than to not be prepared. If you're not prepared, boy, I tell you, you get yourself in a situation real fast. Again, we look at Katrina, we look at Hurricane Irma in Florida. That was horrible. So many people got caught out on the highways. They weren't prepared. The same thing with Hurricane Harvey here in Texas. Brother, we were involved in that. We were sending food down there to assist. You don't want to be a statistic. Why take that risk when there are things that you can do? It's common sense, right? The Lord teaches this. You need to be obedient.
Well, Chance, here's the bottom line. I'd rather be prepared and wrong. I'd rather have everything that I need to take myself through 6 months of not being able to get anything, and hopefully that day will never come. But if it does, I want to have the stuff to get through it. And some of you folks know that Jeannie and I live way up in the mountains of Idaho. So it's kind of brutal up here in the wintertime. And so we have stored food. We have propane. We have a 250-gallon propane tank. We have a wood stove, so we can heat that way, and we have electric, and we have a generator. Now, have I ever had to really resort to using all of that? No. But if I had to, it's all there. And that's what Chance and I are talking about today is get yourself ready. You don't want to have to depend on the government to take care of you because they can't, and they won't. And you can't rely on your neighbors. It's not fair to rely on your neighbors. Chance, how do people, we talk all the time about how you'll consult with people for free. What do you tell people when they're saying like, look, Chance, I live in Virginia and I need to stock myself up. I need to be prepared. What do I need to do?
Right, and so you're bringing up a really good point. Number one, first, if you want to schedule a free consultation, I'm going to give you the phone number. We're going to do that either from Sunday through Friday. Saturday is our Sabbath, so we don't do it on Saturday. But I need you to call or email me. You can reach us at 818-720-0759, 818-720-0759, or email us at simplycleanfoods, SIMPLYCLEAN foods, that's plural, FOODS, at chef, like the cook, .net, simplycleanfoods at chef.net. And we'll set up a time that is convenient for both of us. Again, it's free of charge. I'll spend a half hour with you, 45 minutes with you, up to an hour even with you. Now, you mentioned Virginia. So Virginia is much different than California or Florida, right? You've got a different set of conditions there, right? So in Virginia, it gets cold. So you need to prepare for disaster in the wintertime. For example, if it gets 20 below zero and you have a sleeping bag and that's all you have to keep warm, that bag needs to be rated at below zero, right? These are little things that people don't think about. You can stay warm in a mummy bag that's rated at a negative 20 degree, right? And we have those. Where if you're in California, it's a different issue altogether, right? You don't need to be worrying about frigid temperatures, but maybe you need to figure out how you're going to stay cool in a time where the air conditioners just aren't working, right? There's no power. So there's just so many different things that you need to be aware of. And then every area, again, has its own dangers, right? Here in Texas, you know, again, we have flooding. We have hurricanes down south. We have tornadoes, right? We don't have a lot of earthquakes, but we've got everything else. If you are in areas like California where you're prone to earthquakes, you should be prepared for those, right? And so it's just a different mindset, and I'm willing to help you. This is what we do. It's what we've done for many years. It's what I did in the service. We're willing to guide you through it step by step. And a lot of you might be saying, well, I know all these things. Maybe you do. Maybe there's something you haven't thought about. So allow us to help you. It's free. You can't lose.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you don't want to make a mistake in all of this. You don't want to, I mean, I would hate to see any of us reach the point where disaster strikes and you're saying to yourself, I wish I had. Because at that point, it's too late. You know, it's just too late to take care of it. You know, we live in a unique situation where I live, where we're all self-sufficient. We have to be. And as Chance mentioned, in our cars, we carry sleeping bags that are rated below 20. We carry water. We carry some food prep, some high-calorie stuff, because you just never know. We have a shovel and an axe in both of our cars, because you just never know what you're going to run into. Now, God willing, there'll never be a problem, and I never have to use that stuff. But if I do, it's there. And that's what we're talking about. Now, Chance, you have a line of foods, Simply Clean Foods. And as he said, it's Simply Clean Foods at chef, like the cook, .net. And you want to go there and take a look at this stuff, because this is not the dried food your grandmother used to order. Chance, talk to us about Simply Clean Foods and why you chose to do that.
Sure. The email is actually simplycleanfoods at chef.net. The website is simplycleanfoods.net. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The reason why it's important, biblically based as well, that we put clean food into our bodies. Our temples belong to the Lord, right? And we are to take care of our temple. If you were to put food that contains toxic chemicals, preservatives, things like monosodium glutamate, sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup in your body, you're going to have issues, especially during an emergency. You're going to have issues where you're not performing at your peak, right? Your body reacts to the food, the fuel per se, that you put into it. So it's important that we eat clean. All of our food contains no GMOs, contains no MSG, no sweeteners at all, especially high fructose corn syrup. As a matter of fact, 99% of our food has just one ingredient, right? There's not even preservatives, just the one ingredient, the way God created it, right? That's important. It's very important. The food has such a strong amazing flavor to it because it's grown without using genetically modified seeds. It takes our fruits and vegetables twice as long in some cases to grow to ripeness versus a product, a seed that has been genetically modified. That means that you're getting all your vitamins, your minerals, and your nutrients from the food that you're eating. And that's important, and your body will say thank you, okay? We're going to hear the Watchmen, Dallas, coming up first part of March this year. We have been asked by several of your people that attend the conferences to put together a pack that's affordable for the average family. And this is not an infomercial, guys, but we have something pretty amazing. I just brought in 22,000 pounds of food. So what we're going to do is we're putting together, it should be on our website tomorrow, maybe later on tonight. It's brand new. It's a 6-month food pack, because that's what we recommend you have, right? 6 months of food. Buy one, get one completely free of charge. Okay?
Wow.
This is going to contain GMO-free fruits, vegetables, cheddar cheese, which is delicious, by the way, shredded cheddar cheese, whole egg powder, turkey, beef, chicken. It's going to have your staples like long grain rice. You're going to have great protein like black beans, pinto beans, lentils for lentil soup, and some other things, even some instant potatoes. So it's going to be a really complete pack, and we package it in a way to help us save money in buckets, the staples that we were talking about. So we're going to be able to, for I think it's under $1,000. No, as a matter of fact, I think it's with shipping, it's going to be $1,200. That's right, $1,200 with shipping. You're going to get a year's worth of food for the price of 6 months. It's a pretty good deal. We have 22,000 pounds of food, so there's plenty to go around. We're going to probably put that up tonight. I would suggest that if you're listening, don't waste time. Get on the website, simplycleanfoods.net. Get it, order it. We'll get it out to you. To the upper 48 states, that price, $1,200, does include the shipping. So do it now, folks. Again, this 1 Timothy 5:8 is so clear about this, and it's so much better to be prepared. You guys don't even have to wait till emergency to eat this food. This food is so clean. We use it in our smoothies every day to get our day started for, have that natural energy. And we just roasted coffee, too. So we'll throw in a bag of our Honduras organic coffee with that order free of charge, okay?
Here's the interesting thing, folks. So, you used to get this prepared food that you'd store, and it tasted like cardboard. Okay, I can survive on this stuff, but it tastes like I'm eating a box. Chance and I, at the Hear the Watchmen conferences, after everybody goes to bed and it's late at night and we're hungry, we'll throw a packet of his food in some boiling water there in the hotel. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. It doesn't taste like cardboard. It's good, it's healthy, and it's clean. And so you want to avail yourself of this. And again, so you buy a 6-month supply of food or a year's worth of food. Okay, so Chance said the number of $1,200. Figure out how much you spend at the grocery store a year. I guarantee you more than $1,200. So you take advantage of this offer and his expertise, and you do it because you want to protect your family. Hopefully, you'll never have to use it. But I'm telling you right now, like his eggs, Jeannie and I have mixed his eggs up when we've run out of eggs at home and just have breakfast. It's really that good. So get on there, get a hold of Chance. Chance, give us that phone number again.
Yeah, it's 818-720-0759, and If that number is busy, because we don't use computer software, we believe you should talk to a real person. You can reach our warehouse manager at 737-400-2066. Again, that's 737-400-2066. And then, Mike, I want to say one more thing. Look, I have a family, you have a family. We're all on budgets, okay? We get that. If you need a little help, we're also brothers and sisters in Christ, okay? We have a layaway program. I'll do this layaway program. We normally don't do that for a 6-month pack, but you can put down maybe $300, right? And we'll set aside a pack for you, give you the time that you need to pay it off, 3-4 months, whatever you need. We'll give you the time to pay that off. You got to call me though, okay? Or email us, simplycleanfoods@chef.net. Let's talk about it. If you need some help, some financial help, we're willing to work with you there, okay?
Yeah, and you know, folks, if you need to get a hold of Chance, all you got to do is go to hearthewatchman.com, click the contact button, send me an email, and just say, hey, I really need to talk to Chance, because this is not. I mean, Chance isn't. I mean, he runs a business, but his heart is into preparing the remnant body of Christ for what's to come. And I mean, look, we all pray that you'll never need what Chance sells. But if you do, it's too late. When you need it, it's too late to get it. You got to get it now, and you got to prepare yourself for what's to come. You know, Chance will be at Hear the Watchman in Dallas. He'll sit with you. He'll talk with you. You can taste some of his stuff. And you can get yourself a pack. You don't have to take it back home on the airplane. He'll ship it to you. You know, it's just a time right now for all of us to come together and be prepared for what's to come. You know, Chance, I really want to thank you for joining us today and sharing your insight on the Second Amendment and about how we can all get together and make sure that we have what we need when the grocery stores shut down.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure, brother. And if you need prayer, our prayer line is open. Our prayer meeting is on Saturday. Please give us a call. We'll take down your prayers and we'll take those to the Lord. You can email us again at simplycleanfoods@chef.net and just say, you know, my name is, I'd like you to pray for, you know, whatever that is that you need the Lord to hear. And we'll take those prayers to the Lord. So absolutely, please get a hold of us.
Well, there you have it, folks. As I always say, there's nothing you can't do with Jesus in your heart, except nothing at all. Get up off that couch, call Chance, take a look at what you can do to provide for your family, because the Bible says that we will do that, and you need to do it. Again, Chance, thanks for joining us today. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Watchman's Report. Until then, folks, go to hearthewatchman.com. Come join us in Dallas. Come join us in Boise, Idaho in September. A lot of stuff going on this year that I'll disclose at a later date. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you next time here on the Watchman's Report.